All right, so this is the neck traction, and the reason we do the neck traction is so that we can open up disc spaces in the neck and actually help the curvature loss. So what we're going to do here is kind of show you a setup. We already have this set up in the office, and when you go home, the neck traction that you have at home is very similar, except instead of this metal bracket, you're actually going to have a hook that goes over your door. So this is pretty simple. You want this bar here to be about shoulder height, if not a little lower. The higher you go with the shoulder bar is making it easier. So this one here has a loop that you can move the rope through, and you won't have this at home. This will be fixed, and I'll show you how to do that with this rope here when we get finished. So this is about shoulder height for me. I'm going to go ahead and lock this in. Now this one here goes behind your neck, just like so, and you want this to go right underneath your chin. This is not a normal squat, so when you're in this position, you want to make sure your stance is wide, and you want to make sure that instead of doing a normal squat where you stick your butt way back, you're going to drop your navel straight to the floor. And the reason for that is so that you can stay stable and you're not wavering forward or wavering backward. You're staying in one single movement. Now when you do this, you want to make sure that you're not holding for more than 3 seconds. You should be holding for 1 to 3 seconds and then come back up. So I'll show you what this looks like. And then come back up. And with this, you can tell that I have a good stance. I'm not leaning forward. So the one thing you don't want to do is lean too far forward or be too far back from the bar. You want to be close and parallel. You also don't want to be leaning back like this and pulling, because that can cause you not only to hurt your neck, but the ligaments inside of it. This is really meant to get the proper movement. This is something we normally don't get on a normal basis. So you want to make sure that you're doing this. The repetitions in the office are less frequent, but when you're at home, you want to do up to 40 repetitions, work your way up to 60. So if you're just starting out with the home care, you want to make sure that you're adding 5 more each week. So you start off with 40 repetitions, and then you move on to 45 for the next week until you reach 60 repetitions total of the neck traction. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to tie ropes in this. So this comes in one loop, and you can tell how this one has a rope knot in it. What you're going to do is there's a hook that goes with this at home, and you're going to slip this right over the hook. So you won't have to readjust this. Unless you have multiple people in your family that have different heights, you can tie knots at different levels, and those knots will correlate to how high this bar goes, and it could fit them perfectly. So this is the neck traction.